Hi everyone, it's Shamila here. Welcome to my channel. I'm doing this, it's the first time I'm trying to do a screen recording with audio, so I hope that it's going to work because I've done the whole thing already and I tried to edit it and do a voiceover, but it didn't work because I was working way too fast to speak and catch up at the same time. So let's start over and see if I can make this happen. So I want to make a thank you card. It's a square card with the words thank you and a little flower cut out. And so as always, if you open up Design Space, you will see Welcome Shamila. So that's there at the top. And this is where you find your canvas. Now it is called the burger. And when I heard the word burger the first time, I had no clue what people was talking about. So that is the burger there. So if we drop down on that burger, you'll see the option for canvas, and that's where you're going to click on, and it will open up a brand new canvas for you. Now we need to create the actual card first, and for that we are going to use the shapes option, and I'm going to use this one here, which is the square with rounded corners, because I think a rounded corner card might look nice. So you click on it just once. I'm using a Mac, by the way, so I'm not sure how it would work with the Windows. And now we've got this 5 centimeter approximately by 5 centimeter square. So if I want to change this to I'm sorry, I'm getting a phone call. It's giving me a bit of a my brain is not working. I can't do two things at the same time. So if I want to change this, if I adjust the size like that, it will progressively change it, and if you look there, the size will change all around. So if I want to change the width and the height to make it different, we have to uncheck that lock there. So I'm unchecking the lock, and then I'm highlighting the W here at the top because I want the width of my card to be about 14.5 centimeters, and the height I want about 28 centimeters. And we go enter, and then that has now given me the length and the width of the card that I want. In order for me to see what I'm doing, I'm just going to change the color. So you go at the top here where it says basic cut, there's a color menu, and I'm just changing this to gray so I can see what I'm doing. And now we've got a card with rounded corners. There's the corners all round, and the size is on top here. So now I need to put my score line in. So we go to shapes, and under the free shapes there's a score line there. You click on it and it will pop up. That's the nice thing about Cricut Design Space. You don't have to create your own score lines. It's there for you. Now my score line is facing the wrong direction. So on the top here there's an option that says rotate, and I know if I make it 90 degrees it's going to rotate in the right direction. Let me just move it onto screen here. And now the score line's a little bit too short. So we go to the top here, because there's no width on this, it's the height. And it is called height because I rotated it. Remember when, if we just go to the undo button, just 1 minute, you'll see, okay, so that is the score line there. And if we rotate it 90 degrees, we'll have, we will have a vertical score line, but the height will still be as if it were a horizontal score line. So I'm going to change that to 15, and it will be the width of my card. It's going to overlap slightly, but that's okay. We just want to make sure that that it is long enough to cover the full width of the card. So now you'll see on your side here we've got the score line and we've got a basic cut. So if I just choose both those options, you highlight them both, and we go to the align option here at the top, and I click center. That will put the score line right in the middle of my card. Now that has been quick and easy, hasn't it? So we need to find an object, a picture, or a design to put in there, and I'm going to go simple because I just want to put a thank you in there. And so if you go into the images on the left hand side, here's lots of options. So you can filter and ask for a free option, what you've saved. If you go into operation type, you can look for cut only or draw only, print and cut and draw. So there's lots of options. But I'm just going to look for a thank you. And if you enter, there is 270,000. Okay, there we go. 5,347 results for thank you. Now, Cricut Design Space is an online platform, so it does depend on your service provider, the speed of your internet, I should say. So my speed seems to be a little bit crappy today, so I apologize about that. It does have its moments. And I think this is the thank you I chose. So when you just click on it once, it gets a little green box around it, and you'll see at the bottom here, everything you choose will end up at the bottom there. So, and then there'll be a little circle, and if you hover over it, there'll be an X which gives you the option to remove it. So I'm just going to add that to my canvas, and there we go. That is my thank you. Now I don't want the layer, I just want the word, so I'm going to ungroup that so that I can separate the two. And now we have, by the way, ungroup is at the top here. Let me just go back there and I can show you quickly. So if you click on that, let's just go back to basics quickly. Let's go back. Right. So now we're right back at the start. So there we go. If you select it all, you see here the group option is grayed out because it's already grouped. Now this is one thing about Design Space. It's really easy to work once you get your mind around it. So if I ungroup it, I can actually remove that. And now I'm not going to delete it. You can just delete it if you wanted to, but if you wanted to hide it for the moment, in case you want to use it again, there's a little eye option here under your layers tab, and if you click on that eye, it will hide that. And then we can place the thank you on the front of our card. Now we need to center this on this card. So now here I always get confused between horizontal and vertical, so I might get confused again. I'm just a bit slow like that. So let's go. We need to choose the basic cut. So that one's already grayed out. And then I'm going to hold my control key down and I'm going to choose my card, which will give me, if you look here on the side, that one and that one has both been chosen. I don't want to fiddle with the score line because that's already in place. And if I go to align here and I say center horizontally, it will put my thank you smack bang in the middle there, which is pretty cool. And then all you need to do is choose everything, because let me just show you quickly. So if I choose make it now, what will happen is it will separate everything into different mats. So I'm using a Maker 3, and because you have the option to cut smart vinyls, you have the option here to cut without a mat, on a mat, or multiple ways. And I'm going to be using cardstock on a mat, so that's what I'm going to choose. Right, now as you can see here, it has separated everything into different mats. So there we've got the thank you, and we have the score line. But we don't want that. We want them all to be together. So let's cancel that, and I'll show you. So you choose everything, and there you can see that all the 3 items we have has been chosen because this one is hidden here. And we click attach at the bottom on the right hand side. There's a little paper clip that gives you the attach option. And now when you click make it, everything remains in place. Now on this screen you can actually, for example, if you've got a piece of card that's already been cut out on this section here and you want to move your card, so you don't want to waste paper, you can use your offcuts. So you can shift this wherever you want it to, providing it is in before those red lines, because that is the limitation for cutting. Now if I show you the mole mat here, you'll be able to see that that's the limitation for cutting. You can rotate this if a piece of your card is on the top. So basically, if you want to save paper, etc., you can do that. Okay, I'm not going to cut this again because I have already cut it, but that is basically how we have set up this card as far as creating and designing it. So now if you didn't want this and you want to change that, so we've got the base of the card, you detach, you can delete that, and if you go to images, you can choose a different image. So let's say you want flowers. A selection of flowers will come up, and you can then choose your design or your flowers that you want to add. And like I said, you can add several at the same time. Wow, my system is really slow today. There must be many people on Access. So let's see which flowers we have. Let's do this. Why not change the operation type, and let's go draw only. Now all the designs that come up here are ones that will only be used with a pen. So you can actually then use your pen function and draw on the front of your card instead of cutting. So I hope this worked. I'm going to see if it did and finish my video so I can load it for you. So that's it from me. Until next time, see you in cyberspace. Bye now. Okay, so I am loading my mat. And the Cricut is reading which size mat we are using. And then it says the tools that should be loaded is the double scoring wheel and the fine point blade. Now I don't have a double scoring wheel. I have the Cricut scoring tool, so I'm going to put mine in, and just make sure when you're putting this in you hear the little click. And I'm going to edit my tools to say I've got the scoring stylus and not the scoring blade. And now my play button is flashing and I'm going to click start. First thing it's doing is it is scoring that center line which we put in. machine is reassessing and it is going to cut. What you can do with this now is you have a perfect base, and then behind it you can add a pattern paper, or you can add a plain cardstock to it. You can even set up your machine to cut that extra piece as well, but I don't think it's necessary because I mean it's really quick and easy to cut a square out with your guillotine. And I'm using my 280 gram cardstock, and I normally cut this on more, not on default, so it does a double cut just to make sure that it has cut right through. It's very frustrating when you have unloaded something from your machine and to find that it didn't cut all the way through. So I know from personal experience that this cardstock that I use, because it is so firm, I need a double cut. And that is something that you're going to have to play around with on your machine to see what works the best for you. And I recommend that you do lots of tests before committing to a final decision in terms of what you are going to cut. And we are done, so I'm going to unload the mat, and on your computer you can click finish because we are done, and that light will stop flashing. So I'm just going to pause it here and show you the rest. Oh wait, I can just move my machine back 1 minute. Move it out of the way. Close that up. Oh, my cable is dirty. And here we go. So we have a scoring line, and we've got our thank you cut out, and I will post a picture on the video to show you the finish. So I decided to just do a quick rundown of how I'm going to finish this. I'm just going to get my my trimmer, and I'm going to put this silver glitter cardstock behind there, but I don't really want to waste my glitter, so I'm going to measure how much I need. So the tallest part, so I need about 7.5 by 12, and so I'm going to cut my glitter cardstock down to 7.5 by 12. That's centimeters. So there's the 12 mark, and 7.5. Let's see if I'm in shot. And then I'm going to glue that behind there, and we can put another plain card inside here to finish that inside off. So if we glue that down, the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off my letters in here with a little bit of offcuts that we've got left over here. Okay, we had an interruption because my phone, oh, now this got stuck while I was busy deleting videos. My phone was full. Can you believe it? Next time I have to buy a phone with a bigger memory. I need to download more often. Right. And the onions coming down. Okay, 3 more and then we are done. And that's it from me. Until next time, see you in cyberspace. Bye now.